A government cryptocurrency could very soon be on IBM-powered Stellar Lumen's decentralized network. Binance opens its doors in Malta after being turned away by Japan. Huawei to license Sirin Labs' proprietary blockchain technology. Yahoo to open up a cryptocurrency exchange in Japan. And Wanchain moons when it hits Binance. We got all your headlines mixed with some daily market analysis. Your FUD TV Daily Update starts now. Diving in on CoinMarketCap, we can see that we are holding strong around the $330 billion range. Bitcoin very much so steady with less than a 0.1% gain. As you can see, Ethereum with a small loss, and the top 10 are really going a bit sideways, with the biggest loss being taken by Cardano. Also, we have Storm clocking a massive gain over the last 24 to 48 hours. As you can see, it's up to about 5 cents here, pushing 6 cents. And just a few days ago, just a few hours ago, it was down here at about 1.5 cents, just under 2 cents, and we see it just make a massive pump from the 19th of March all the way up to where it is now, and it doesn't really appear to be slowing down. It seems to have some serious momentum. Oh, actually, it did pull back a little bit, but we can see that it's caught itself up here, and it might actually make its way back to above that 6 cent mark. This is a tremendous pump. It looks like about a 300x pump, and so that's very exciting news out of the Storm project. Next on the biggest gainers, we have Veritasium and Bitcoin Dark, iOS token Verge, Neblio, and Icon. Obviously, Bitcoin Dark is looking a little bit like a pump and dump coin to me, just given how it's been spiking and dropping over the last few days. Just really weird chart movements and just very extreme swings. So I'll be waiting a little bit to see what's going on with Bitcoin Dark, getting a little bit more of a sense of how that coin is behaving. Obviously, no surprise out of Icon with some great news with its listing in South Korea, and Neblio coming with some nice gains. We can see Tron with a 10% gain, getting back up to the 4 cent mark, and all in all, it's mostly just a sideways day here. Going over the biggest gainers and losers, we can see without a doubt that Storm and Icon and Binance are by far the biggest gainers, the biggest market caps, clocking the biggest gains, followed shortly by Verge, iOS token, and Neblio. Those are honestly some decent projects to have up there. And as we go to the biggest losers, honestly, this is pretty good. There are not too many super huge or super important projects that are losing big. So that's honestly kind of nice to see. Moving over to some headlines, we can see some extremely exciting news out of IBM's partnership with Stellar Lumen. We see that not only is Stellar Lumen live and doing cross-border payment remittances already, but they have a whole host of highlights on the short term coming up for us in the very, very near future. And we can see, according to Jesse Lund, that they are, quote, very, very close, all caps, to a central bank issued digital currency token being on Stellar Network. And they're saying it's a good chance that it'll be on Stellar first. We all know, if you're following Stellar's decentralized exchange protocol, that it doesn't really matter if it's on Stellar first, as they'll very rapidly be able to add it to the network, given Stellar's very broad approach to interoperating with different blockchain assets. Stellar Lumen will be the primary bridge for all IBM payments, and IBM is trying to become one of the biggest payment processors in the world. They are introducing something called the Universal Payment System, the UPS, which they aren't going to actually call that, but that's what they titled it, and they're trying to literally run every different type of payment, from fiat to digital currencies to assets. They really want to do it all, and Stellar Lumen is going to be the central focal point of this whole endeavor, this whole project. They haven't even gotten to using Stellar's decentralized exchange as a centerpiece of their current projects. This is coming up, and they say it's going to be a centerpiece of future strategies, and that makes sense. Once you understand the true power of Stellar's DEX, or the S-DEX, it's pretty amazing what can be accomplished, and we are looking very much so forward to what this all means. All of these details just make Stellar even more of a competitor to Ripple, and make it very much so more exciting to anyone holding Stellar looking for some serious short-term, mid-term, and long-term gains. And in other news, we have word that Yahoo is opening up a cryptocurrency exchange in Japan. According to Nikkei in Japan, Yahoo Japan will buy 40% of BitARG exchange in Tokyo next month. They'll immediately start laying the foundations to open their own cryptocurrency exchange the following year in about April. The 40% stake in this exchange will run Yahoo about $20 million, or 2 billion Japanese yen. In other news, Binance is relocating to Malta, and unlike in Japan, where they're being met with regulatory oversight and harsh criticism of their infringement, they are instead being welcomed with open arms by none other than the Prime Minister, Joseph Muscat. Welcome to Malta, he says at Binance. We aim to be the global trailblazers in the regulation of blockchain-based businesses and the jurisdiction of quality and choice for world-class fintech companies. JM. That's pretty amazing, and it's certainly a stark difference from the experience that they had moving into Japan. Certainly, we can see now the trend of smaller countries, smaller economies, welcoming cryptocurrency and blockchain-based projects, understanding that this is not only the wave of the future when it comes to technology, but it's the wave of the future when it comes to assets and finance. If the first world decides to sleep on this, the second and third and fourth, or however many worlds there are, they're not going to. That's the beauty of the crypto revolution we're in, and that's why regulation, even from the biggest countries in the world, like the G20 summit, doesn't actually stop anything from going forward, because we have countries like Malta and different smaller and island nations that really need some more help building commerce and building some economic activity and excitement within their country, and this is the way to do it, with welcoming frameworks for regulation and clear hospitality towards fintech like blockchain. Be honest, who else started following this guy? I know I did. In other Binance news, we just saw the listing of the Wanchain token, which deals with interoperability of financial assets, looking to bring interoperability to sort of the private blockchain world that's emerging right now to serve bankers and the different enterprise clients that have very specific and lots of privacy needs. So that's really interesting what Wanchain's doing. They're approaching interoperability specifically for private and banking and financial world, and they have a very promising project. Previously, however, Wanchain was not being traded. It was very hard to get your hands on, and so when it hit Binance Exchange, it immediately rocketed up to an all-time high here of almost $5. I actually saw it above $5. I don't know if this chart is recognizing the value properly, but I saw it above $5 on Binance, and we can see that that would make it from a 32-cent ICO about 15x, a pretty amazing little jump there. It's sitting at about $4, about 12x or whatever of its ICO price. So Wanchain has certainly mooned here. Very exciting to see that coins that have lots of excitement, have lots of potential, are still getting that hype, that payoff for ICO investors, and it's keeping that excitement in the space, understanding that the good ones, not all the ones, but the good ICOs are still worth investing in. They're still very much so lucrative, and this industry, even in a bear market, can make you some great gains if you're knowing and researching where to put your investments. Shenzhen-based Huawei is looking to team up with Sirin Labs to license their operating system called Sirin OS to run blockchain applications alongside the Alphabet Inc.'s Android system. The companies have met, but they haven't disclosed any details around this partnership. Of course, this comes on the heels of the announcement that Sirin Labs is going to be partnering with Cardano Foundation, as well as signing Leo Messi, of course, as one of their brand ambassadors. Is there any bigger brand ambassador in the world? I mean, tell me that. As part of their offering, Sirin Labs helps to provide cold storage, wallet, and a system to automatically convert fiat money into digital tokens needed to run different blockchain-based applications. Cold storage wallets allow users to store digital assets offline. This is pretty awesome. You can just see a bridging of all these sensible and necessary cryptocurrency protections or whatever that we use in our daily lives as cryptocurrency investors being implemented into a single device. Very cool stuff, along with sort of biometric, facial scanning, retina scanning, fingerprinting, all the things that we can do to authenticate that we are who we say we are, mixing that in with traditional elements of hardware wallets and cold storage and all the stuff that we know to help keep our crypto safe. This is very cool. Sirin Labs is looking to be a total beast and will keep you very much so updated as this story progresses. Sirin Labs, get it guys? Sirin Labs. Anyway, city life is fun. Thanks so much for watching our FUD TV Daily Update. If you enjoyed it, don't be afraid to smash that like button. It really helps us and YouTube know you enjoyed this content. And of course, comment below and let us know what you thought of our review. What do you think of the topics we covered today? From Binance moving to Malta, Sirin Labs moving ahead with Cardano, as well as Leo Messi, and even Huawei. The news that Yahoo's going to be launching their exchange in Japan, and of course, the IBM Stellar partnership moving way, way faster than we could have even hoped. This is all pretty amazing, and we're very curious what you guys are thinking about it. Once again, we make multiple cryptocurrency videos on this channel each and every day, so if you're an investor or enthusiast in the space, subscribing to this channel is really not a bad idea. We try to bring you the newest and truest in the space. I'm Elio Trades. It's been an absolute pleasure having you with us here on FUD TV, and we'll catch you very soon on the next episode.